I just rather splatter them. This is a cartel gathering. What?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, to say that the DJ is dead is my statement about that wasn't about DJs that DJ basically. It's so many different type of DJs, I guess. So that me saying that opened it up for everybody, and that's how I seen it for Greg personally too. With me saying this to him now for the first time, I think Greg took up for everybody, for every other DJ. He took up for all the DJs when I wasn't really talking to all the DJs, and that's how it kind of got misconstrued basically to me. But as far as I see it, I see DJs, a DJ that I know is known to break records and take a record and put the record on and let the people see if they like it and vice versa. So in certain areas the DJ is still dead. It's not all around the world though, but in certain areas that DJ still them DJs don't really know what they're doing, and I think it's partially because it's a broken down bridge too of the teaching process of what DJ is supposed to do. When Escape came out and Columbia wasn't getting the record, Greg still played Feel So Good for me, even though the record wasn't working and the people at Columbia wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. I still had the record. He played it as many times as he could, and then we moved on. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have that relationship with. It's gotta be a handoff some kind of way. I don't care what how anybody will look at it. It's gotta be a handoff. Whether it go from him to me or go back, it's gotta be a handoff. It's not Usain Bolt ain't win another day without the handoff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's got to be a handoff.
Because of our relationship in the past, I kind of took it personal. You know what I'm saying? Because I think for him as an executive, it was kind of I kind of understand the statement in a way, because right now the state of the DJ and the state of hip hop and the state of the executives and the state of the record business period is just so crazy. It's like you got artists who think they can just email their song out and it's going to become big because they sent an email out. It's like so many different things is making the artists and the industry so lazy. So I guess, for me, his relationship going so far back, and I kind of understand what he was going through at the time. But, I mean, it had nothing to do with, with the record. I'm a DJ, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not an artist. So for me putting out records, it's in a different capacity than for an artist putting a record out. It doesn't have the same effect. It'll never have the same effect. Like a DJ to me is the person who supplies the demand. The DJ doesn't always create the demand, because a lot of people don't understand sometimes that the job of the DJ is not always to break records, even though you got some DJs who are known for putting on records and they got an ear for listening to records and they play records and the records get hot. But what you gotta think, the record was already hot before that DJ played it. So it's like, what I'm saying, he may be the person who took a chance on playing it before anybody else and took credit for saying, hey, I put this hot record on first. But it's like a lot of people don't understand that the role of the DJ really is not to break records. The role of the DJ is to satisfy the public, whether you're in the club or whether you're on the radio. Because if I'm on the radio and you're a female, if I'm on the radio and I play a song that you don't like, you and Jermaine riding in the car and the song come on, it may not even be a song that you don't like. Just say a song you don't know. It could be hot 3 months from now, but a song come on that you don't know, what do? You
turn the station.
You turn the station. When you're in the club and a song come on in the club at 1:30 in the morning when the party's going crazy and it's a song that you really don't like, what do you tell your dance partner?
Let's go get a drink.
Exactly. So it's like the DJs now, kind of like what Jermaine was saying also, the DJs got to understand their job and understand their role when it comes to introducing new music, knowing how to introduce new music, having, it's not necessarily my way of doing it, it's not necessarily his way of doing it, it's not necessarily another DJ's way of doing it, but you have to come up with your own strategies and your own ways of knowing how to implement new music and what new music will fit the crowd that you're DJing for.
I don't claim to be the king of Atlanta, but I am. You know what I'm saying? For real. I mean, when Greg Street moved to Atlanta, he came to my house. I don't know if this was the first stop that he made, but he came to my house to basically talk to me and let me know he was coming to Atlanta, and we talked about what was going on. I always looked at it as that was his way of being the voice to the people, and I made the music, and that was the relationship. I mean, we had a relationship before that. I'm talking about, but once he moved to Atlanta, that was the move that he made. Him and the PD came to my house in College Park, and we had a conversation. So what I'm saying is, with that being said, that was in the era of when the Atlanta music scene was at its biggest too. You know what I mean? And in order for us, everybody we got to just continue to hold the bridge together. Because if it's falling apart, don't get me wrong, but we can keep it together. You know what I mean? We can keep it together. We just got to make sure that we do what we supposed to do. Everybody got to play their part.
On one of the blogs about me and Jermaine's beef that I had, one of the ones that got taken down was, you know, at the beginning of the blog, I said Jermaine was like my brother. This was a family dispute, but it was like something that we put out there for a lot of people to see it, which a lot of people probably shouldn't have saw it. You know, everybody make mistakes, and if I made a mistake, I'm willing to apologize for it or whatever, how people want to take it. So I don't think Atlanta music will ever fall apart.
But what's funny to me is that Greg put out albums, right? And I guess he probably, because he had a deal since I known him, that he never asked me to put his records out. I don't know why you ain't never did that, but I mean, I think because you had a deal with Slip and Slide since when I put my second album out. I mean, he always had a deal, so I'm taking that to say that was it. But we never did nothing like that where we put out records. So I just feel like, you know, all these raps that I be doing and whatever, just keep putting out raps and just make a mixtape and just to show the unity. You know what I mean? And show people exactly what people's jobs is. He's a DJ. I'm gonna be over here making the records, and we gonna make a mixtape, and that's how it's supposed to work. That's how Swisher House work. That's how, I don't know, whatever kind of, you know, that was the thing back in Houston. They take their Slim Thug and them go up to the record store, and they make mixtapes, and so the DJs put them on the streets, and the rappers play the rappers. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna just continue to keep doing what we doing, and that's basically what we trying to, you know, that's what's next after this, the mixtape.
What?